it's not uncommon for there to be cracks within your wood or your finished project. Here's a piece of walnut where there's a crack right here, and this crack appeared as a result of the drying process of this particular piece of lumber. Now in this case, I'm not going to address this because I'm not done using this piece of wood. If I cut it open, there may be other cracks I want to address, but I do have another more finished product right here. This is more of a panel where, again, it's walnut, and what I've done here is, this is a relatively thin panel. You can see with an edge on view here, I have a half lap joint here. So I wanted to do a panel glue up. This was only 3/8 of an inch thick. I didn't want to do a butt joint because I didn't feel like that was going to be strong enough. So what I did was I created a half lap joint, but as a result of that half lap joint, that predictably created this hairline fracture, this hairline gap right down the middle, because I couldn't really get solid clamping pressure from the outside just because of how thin this is. I didn't really want to approach it like that. So not a problem, not a big deal. Hairline gaps happen, they happen all the time, especially with panel glue ups. And there are two ways to address this. One way is to create your own wood putty. The way to create your own wood putty is to get some wood glue and then get some sawdust from the same species of wood that you're trying to fill the gap on. So in this case, I've got a walnut panel, and I've also collected some walnut sawdust from past projects. And you basically mix the two together. What you want is a consistency, sort of a consistency of pudding, I would say. But also be careful not to make too much. Wood glue has a tendency to dry very quickly, like in 10 to 15 minutes. So I would suggest making batches of wood putty in maybe increments of 1/4 of a cup at a time or less, because again, it'll dry out very quickly. So that's one option. There's actually an easier option, which is the option that I'm going to apply here. That option is to run a thin bead of glue right down this hairline crack and let it seep in a little bit. You don't want too much glue. You want just enough to basically just fill up that void, so that you got wood glue sitting there. And then we need sawdust. And the source of sawdust is going to be from sanding this wood over top of the glue. And as that sander is running over the wood piece here, over the panel, it is going to be generating sawdust. It's going to be creating sawdust. That sawdust is going to color match this part of the wood exactly, because the sawdust came from this piece of wood. And that's what makes this such an attractive option. In addition to the glue dry time, the color match is going to be really good. So again, just a very thin bead of glue, wipe off any excess, sand over it, and within a few minutes, you'll be able to take a step back and look at it and just see how good that really addresses the hairline crack, and it'll make it almost invisible. You might notice it, but more than likely your clients or whoever you're making this for won't notice it. So I hope that helped. My name is Charlie. I'm from Measure Twice Woodworking. Thanks for watching.